Right, hi David, thanks for sitting down with us. That's the season wrapped up. How does it feel to get to the end of it?
Uh, it feels really good, to be fair. Also, it's not the way we wanted to end the season with a game getting called off, but playing cricket in Scotland, you just got to learn to just roll with it, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's the most East Kilbride thing ever. Last game rained off, isn't
Uh,
it? So, if you had to sum up the campaign in a sentence or two, how would you put it?
um, Challenging, I would say. It was obviously being promoted from last season, going into Premiership 2. The standard of cricket increases, so the better players, better teams. So challenging on a point of keeping up with those clubs as well, and also games were a lot harder. But I think in general we handled ourselves pretty well this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. At the start, it looked like quite a long, tough year. What were the big challenges in the early weeks? Was it just adjusting to that difference in standard?
Early weeks was getting players that were good enough to play in this league itself. I mean, last year we got by with the players that we had, and then this year we got new players coming in. So you want to be competitive with other clubs with their type of players they also have. So that was challenging. Challenging for me was also being nominated captain for this season and the season prior. It was a lot of learning for me that I also needed to do. I was just been used to being a player for the team, doing my part, doing my role, and then I was asked to captain the team the past 2 seasons, and a lot more responsibility came onto my shoulders. But I think I handled myself in a decent way and in a respectful way, and yeah, like I said, it was a big learning curve.
Do you enjoy it being a captain?
I do and I don't. It's a lot of pressure. Sometimes I think it takes away a bit of my game itself. I've been told that I don't bowl myself enough in a game, or I'm batting myself too low in the order. But at the end of the day, it's what the team needs that I put first, and what the club needs, and then my needs will come after that.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny you should mention that batting was obviously a bit of an issue, particularly through the early into the middle of the season. What do you think was behind that? I mean, how did you get it turned around at the tail end?
Well, we had games where we had a very strong bowling lineup, and we would bowl teams out for a good score, and then we could chase that down, or we would go into bat first. And on paper, we have one of the strongest batting lineups in the league. And unfortunately, there was just gremlins where we'd have batting collapses, and the team didn't really. On that point, we were worried. But then something happened in, I would say, the last 4, 5 games. Everything just clicked. The batsmen scored their runs. Guys were scoring 50s. Stewart scored 100. Shahid Abbasi coming into the mix really strengthened the batting lineup up top. I think he was a key figure in this season. People could relate to him, take his advice, and that all changed. So as soon as we started putting up big scores, our bowling lineup could defend that total, and we could bowl teams out.
Was there a particular match you felt was a bit of a turning point?
I would say the Greenock home, the Greenock game at home was the turning point for us. I think once we posted a big score against Greenock, the bowling side of things, everything just fell into place from that. We knew we could defend that, and that was a big win for us. That helped us on our way.
Mm-hmm. You talked a bit earlier about obviously the challenges of being captain. As captain, what do you find is the hardest part of keeping the squad motivated, particularly in that early season bit when results weren't going your way?
Um, it's a good question, because every individual in a team has got a different personality. So you have to take that on board with any decision you make, or if you want to talk to a player about something. It was week in, week out when we weren't doing well. Players would come up to me individually saying we should have done things that way, we should have done things or possibly this way. And me trying to satisfy everybody in the team, I would take that into consideration and I would implement those plans. But by doing that, it also showed other individuals in the team that I wasn't strong enough to make my own decision. I wasn't sturdy in my own decisions. But as the season went on, I started to learn that I'm only going to listen to one or two people on the field, and we will make a decision regarding what needs to be done. And at one stage, there was 8 captains on the field trying to put in their own input, and that kind of threw me off a bit. But like I said, it was a learning experience. I think I've become a bit more tougher down the end of the line of the season. There's a saying that you can never please everybody. You can't keep everybody happy, and that's true. But me being me, I can never say no. I will always try and accommodate everybody. And
This season's also been noted that there's been a couple of people that have kind of come into the team, but particularly a lot of younger players. What do you think about the younger players coming through from the body of the club?
It's fantastic. One game in particular that stands out for me is we brought young Musa up, and we played away at Greenock. Unfortunately, the game did get rained out eventually, but in our bowling spell, he bowled a peach of a ball, and just seeing a young man like that with that capability that he has to bowl a ball like that showed a lot of maturity from his side. And if he just carries on, keeps on with his training, puts his head down, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the first team.
Oh, that's good. Is there anyone in the team you'd call a bit of an unsung hero? Maybe the kind of player people don't talk about very much, but who's either been really consistent or made a big difference?
The player that stands to mind for me would be Shahid Mahmood. Very quiet in the field, a very quiet person, but he holds a lot of presence in a team. When things are going badly on the bowling front of things, and we are starting to go for a few too many extras or a few too many runs, I know I can rely and toss Shahid the ball and say, Shahid, just bring this back for us, bring the run rate down, take some wickets on the way. And he will do that. He's just that player. Him and I have a good battle every year, every season. He takes the most wickets, and then I'll take the next year, and then he will take it again. It's a good rivalry between me and him, but he is the player that I know if I ask him, he will stand up.
That's nice. I suppose moving on from that, what was your favourite individual performance this season, whether that was batting, bowling or fielding? What's the one that you really enjoyed being a spectator to, your own wickets to one side, obviously?
I've got 2 that stand out for me, and that would be Stuart Campbell's 100 at Renfrew. He played a really great innings, a great knock. It was beautiful to watch. When we needed 1s and 2s to get the run rate up, he did exactly that. He didn't take any unnecessary chances. And as the ball got older and his eye was in, the ball started flying over the boundary, which was absolutely fantastic. And then I must say I'm not too sure the game it was. I think it might have been Greenock at home. Cammy's bowling that day was as a leg spinner to come on, and he just absolutely demolished their batting lineup. I think he took 4, possibly 5 wickets that day. I think between him and Shahid, they pretty much wrapped that game for us.
Oh, yeah. Is there any funny off-field moments that people might enjoy hearing about?
Langside away last weekend, Sahil got called up as first team keeper, and Gavin went into the field, and Sahil showed up to the game, having worked a shift as a doctor, showed up at the field having forgot one of his cricket spikes. So he had to stand keeper with 1 cricket spike and 1 trainer, which to me was a finable offence in any cricket club.
Okay, so looking ahead, Davey, what lessons do you take into next season? Whether that's personally as captain or just more in general as a player. What are you thinking looking ahead?
We have a very solid base at the club. We have a strong first team. We have a strong second team. Players that are coming up as well. So for me, it would be that we need to learn how to bat 50 overs in a game. And you also win the game in your fielding. Fielding needs to be spot on. You need to give players opportunities, be it, again, not bowling myself and giving a youngster the opportunity to come up and get him ready, because he might not bowl well today, but he's taken that experience from that day that you've given him the opportunity, that in 2 weeks' time, he's learned from that, and it makes him a better player. Other than that, if it's still the club and the committee's wish for me to still be captain for next year, I'm going to learn to say no more often and try and take more of a responsibility myself, as having to listen to a lot of different people telling me what I need to do. I think I just need to be more firm in that aspect. But other than that, I see a good future for East Kilbride Cricket Club.
Do you have a final message to everyone who's been following the first team all season?
Thank you for all your support and for backing us as a team. We might not have had the best of starts, but I think we pulled it around in the second half of the season. And if we build on that and we have a strong winter net session, and with the introduction of some new players that might arrive next year, I think the first team is on the up and up. And I just want to thank everybody for whatever contribution they have done regarding if you've come in to help as a bowler or a batsman, or if you feel that you're just filling a number. You're not just filling a number on the team sheet. You're there because you've been asked to be there for a specific reason, be it you can bowl, you can bat, you can field. I want to say thank you to the scorers that have offered up their Saturdays to come and sit and score a game. It's really appreciated, and not just from the first team side, but from the club's point of view, we thank you very much.
Great. That's it, David. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.